So by the time I was 19 years old, I left home. I was living across Canada, and you know, due to some life changes, I decided, I woke up one day and I just said, you know what, I'm not happy here and I'm going to travel. And I decided that I would backpack through Europe. And it's not an easy decision to make, especially when you are young. And there's probably a lot of young people here that want to travel, and I'll tell you this. There are a million reasons why you cannot travel, okay? You can say, I don't have enough money, or my parents won't let me go. And to be honest, if you argue enough for those reasons, they will be yours. But if you want something bad enough, you will do whatever it takes to do it. And at the time I had no money. I was paying like $700 rent for by myself. And what I did is I took a second job and I worked every day for an entire year. I had no social life, no girlfriend. I did nothing but work. I had a spot on Tuesday between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. to do my laundry and my shopping. And it was incredibly difficult. But I had a goal and I reached it. And by the time I was, I think I was 20, I was boarding a plane to Spain, and I had enough money to travel in Spain for 4 months, and comfortably, and then I had to make a choice. I could go back home, or I could, you know, keep traveling, work and keep traveling. And I ended up spending 2 years in Europe, and I had a, sort of a, sorry, I had a, how do I say this? I had a consequence of that was I realized that I had a talent for photography. And after 2 years in Europe, sort of real life kicked in, and I realized that I was 23 and I needed to finish university. And so I went back to Canada, but you know, I was hooked. There was nothing like traveling and waking up and doing whatever you wanted every day. And by the time, when I was 12, I was given a camera, and I've had a camera in my hand since I was 12. Nothing fancy. They're always just small film point and shoots. And before I went to Europe, I was given a nice camera, a small little Canon ELF, and I'll tell you something, there was nothing like having that camera in my hands. I could have lost everything. I could have lost all my money, all my clothes, and as long as I didn't lose that camera, everything would have been okay. There's something about traveling and having a camera in your hands that when you walk around, the world slows down. You begin to see your surroundings as though you're looking through a viewfinder. The process of traveling, thank you, allows you to feel and experience your surroundings in a much more tactile manner. Because it's new, you are likely to pick up on the nuances that are happening all around you all the time. Wow, I read really far into this. So when I got back to Canada, I started working in a camera store, and I bought myself a digital SLR, and I just started shooting. I shot everything. I shot artists, night photography, landscapes, cityscapes, macro photography, food, my family. There wasn't one thing that I didn't try. And like anything in life, you've got to try everything to learn what you like and what you don't like. And it wasn't a big stretch for me to realize that travel and photography were things that I loved, and it became an integral part of my life. And over the last 10 years, there's been 3 places that have been really affected me profoundly, and that's been Australia, Cuba, and Vietnam. And I've been here for a long time, 7.5 years. I'm not going to stand up here and tell you how sensitive I am or how I make boring things interesting. Those are cliches better left to other people. But I do know what it's like to get in a zone. And when you're in this mind frame, you do see things differently. When traveling, being able to enter this mind frame is much easier. What's new is inspiring. To travel, I learned early on in life, means to adapt. So to travel, I learned early on in life is that It means to adapt your worldview, whether you like it or not. Your eyes change. You see things differently. For those who catch the bug, they hopefully use their experiences to become better people. It further fuels the urge to see more, to grow further. Photographers are drawn to travel. We want to capture the world. So just as having new eyes leads one to discover new things, so does travel change the way a photographer takes photos. Those inspired images that you have on your screensavers, someone took them. Travel is like the small accelerator button that leapfrogs one's growth as a person. Travel changes our social preconceptions, knocks them down, and asks us to rebuild them. In this sense, I believe travel is fundamental in becoming a well-rounded person. However, it does have one serious drawback, and that it is extremely addictive. The love of photography and travel has led me many places, and it is the inspiration behind my latest startup, which is called Travel Plus. Travel Plus, we cater to tourists coming to Asia, whether it be groups, corporate, or individuals. We are essentially a personal photographer service, so a client hires us for a day or a week, it's up to them, and we travel with them. We shoot their journey of a lifetime. Our clients can expect photos that could be in magazines, because myself and my partners, we've worked for some of the most prestigious media outlets, travel companies, and travel magazines in the world. Before I finish, and I will invite some questions if you have any, I just want to say that travel doesn't mean going to the other side of the world. It means going to Cat Tien National Park for a weekend. You don't have to go far to travel. And when I say photography, I don't mean buying a $5,000 camera and a $2,000 lens and having the latest kit. You can have a $200 camera. It's just about being in the moment. Travel, have your eyes open, and try to experience something new. So the next time you are away from home, I encourage you to wake up before dawn, yes, it's hard, and take a stroll around your guest house or your hotel, and just take some photos, meet some people. You just might be surprised at the results. Thank you.